bell-bottom jeans and tie-dyed shirts and
Yeah.
all that the hippies wore, you know. Kind of had a semi-afro.
All right, Paul, thank you so much for agreeing to join us today.
Yes, I'm glad you came out all this way from O'Fallon way.
Yeah, well, it's an honor. You know, my family actually speaks so highly of you. And I haven't got the privilege to sit down and play music with you yet, but my uncle, he's been talking about you for years, and so I figured, let's go figure out what this is all about, you know?
What the noise is.
What the noise is. What's the noise in town? Obviously, you're a guitar player. What kind of guitar you got here today?
I got a old Telly. It's a Hollywood orange, as you can see.
Yeah. It's got some wear on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
That's awesome. That's a beauty. So what kind of music are you into these days? What do you like to play?
Variety, mostly. I play for people to entertain them, and they want to hear all kinds of music, you know. So
yeah. So you got to learn what they want to hear.
It's not always my preference, but sometimes you play what you got to play.
Gotcha. So is that kind of how you were growing up? Were you always into a variety?
Mm-hmm. I played the bars back up early age of 14. My brother got me in the bars, playing in his band, and we played mostly country, but we had to do some variety too.
Yeah. I tell you what, like what I grew up on, what Mom used to listen to was like Patsy Cline, Crystal Gale.
Love that stuff.
Yeah, I love it too, and there's some good stuff in there. But when I started playing guitar, it opened my world to. I started listening to jazz. My mom makes fun of me. My wife makes fun of me that it's, she goes, "Why are you always listening to elevator music?" But it's like as a guitar player, you start hearing like there's some talent within these jazz players, you know.
Oh, buddy.
Or some of the classic rock, you know, getting back to the roots of where electric guitar actually shines. You know?
I only wish I had been jazz informed at an early age. You know?
Yeah,
Trained.
right. So you said you were playing with your brother in the clubs at a young age. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, we played locally, mostly. Didn't travel, but he was a good country singer. He liked Marty Robbins, so I was his lead man, and we had a steel guitar. We had a bass player, and he was rhythm and vocals.
Do you remember what kind of got him into music? Did your parents do music also?
My mother played harmonica. None of the others played.
Gotcha.
But my older brother went in the Navy, and he learned to play in the Navy. He would come home and bring his guitar home with him. And I would sit there as a little kid looking up at him and just amazed at that guitar, you know.
Yeah.
They got me one time, a little Roy Rogers guitar. It had 4 strings on it. And I didn't know how to tune it or anything, but I finally learned how to tune it. So all I knew to do was play this. A young cowboy named Billy Joe grew restless on a farm. So I could play the whole song with that hand.
Well, I like that. Yeah, like an open tuning kind of thing. Too
Johnny
cool.
Cash, you know.
Good influences there. So you talked about starting off playing with your brother. Now you're playing with your wife. Tell me how does that go?
At first we got off to a rough start.
Yeah.
You know, playing music. We weren't that good together. But as the years went by, we kind of grew to like the same kind of music, and
yeah.
I play pedal steel guitar also. Now she does not like pedal steel guitar.
Really? Doesn't sound good to her ear, huh?
So it's like 2 old cats with their tails tied together fighting.
I don't know if that says something about the instrument or what it says about you playing.
It could be my playing, but I can't get her to listen to anybody that plays steel guitar.
Oh man, that's good. So did you teach her how to play, or did she already know how to play?
She already knew a little.
Did she?
And I taught her some.
Nice. And so she plays the bass for you, right?
Now, yeah.
That's awesome.
But she won't let me show her a thing on bass. She said, I want to do it my way.
Yeah. Jamie's will say that she's open, but she doesn't. I like to jam. I like to get together with my friends and family, and we'll just have a big jam session, you know. And who knows where it goes, you know. And she does not like that. Jamie wants structure. She needs to know, okay, turn around right here. Oh, you want right here. You know, like she learned how to play drums. She took drum lessons for a year. And so her instructor would even come, she would go in and her instructor would be like, what you been working on? And she's like, oh, I just been working on that song. And he's like, let's just kind of play and feel it. And she would just be like, she couldn't comprehend that. She's like, I can't. No, I need structure.
It's like the difference between a person that plays by ear and a person that plays off the music sheet.
Yeah, a person that plays off. Yeah. And so, what you got in mind, the ideas of playing with your wife or playing with your husband or whatever the situation might be, sounds all good on paper, you know. But sometimes you gotta figure each other out, right?
Yeah, and then you always got those personality things influencing it.
Yeah, and nothing worse than when somebody wants you to play something that you don't want to play, you know. You're like, oh, please don't ask for that, you know.
No. But I tell them, well, if you got a request, write it down on the back of $100 bill and send it up here.
There you go, yeah, and we'll learn it for next time. So you got this makeshift thing happening here. You're playing guitar, harmonica, playing the drums.
Rhythm box. I normally use drums for the big shows, the bigger ones. For something small, I use this, and it works great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you made this out of a wine box, you said?
Yes, sir. That's right. I invented it back in, I don't know what year. It's been about 20 years.
So has this evolved over the years, or is this what it was?
Yeah, this is in the makings, and I'm still adding to it.
Yeah.
I find a friend of mine gave me the wine box one day, and I thought, turn that over, put legs on it, tambourine with a paint stick under it, bungee cord over the tambourine, and you got a makings of a musical.
Heck yeah. You know, like I said, reached out to a few friends of mine that I knew sang, and you were referred to by my family. And like I told you over the phone, I'm looking for somebody that has a connection to a song that could do a cover. And you've chosen Angel by Jimi Hendrix. Can you kind of explain what your connection with that is and why you like to play that?
I always liked Jimmy, and I grew up listening to his songs. And when I heard the Cry of Love album, it really touched me somewhere, you know. And basically, it was the mellow songs that Jimmy did that I really liked the best. Angel had, to me, it was like Jimmy was reaching out to something bigger and better. I met my wife. Well, before I met her, I was reading my Bible, and I was kind of going through, hey, I want to get off drugs, you know. I want to get married, and I want to settle down. And that's kind of the position I was in at that time. I was praying to God that He would help me find a good wife, and He did. And Sherry, my wife now, 46 years.
Yeah.
I better not overdate her. She come knocking at my door in the public ministry and witnessed to me. And that's how we got together. Probably 2 years later or so, we were married, you know.
Awesome. And you said that her middle name.
Her middle name is Angeline. It's got angel. If you spell Angeline, it's got angel in it.
Yeah.
So she was my angel that rescued me, like in the song.
Yeah, no, I like that. So you said rescue. I heard that you said your beard was a little longer.
Yeah.
Huh? Your hair was a little longer.
About down to here.
Yeah. Got into the hippie stage. Was that?
Yeah. My hair it went down, it went up too.
Did it?
Kind of had a semi-afro, both directions. That was kind of scary to look at, I guess.
Were you?
For people that didn't know me.
Right. Yeah. I always love looking back at pictures like that because, you know, my mom claims, well, that was the happening thing. Everybody was wearing that. I'm like, you sure? And she swears by it, you know. So it's funny how, you know, years go by, we might end up making fun of ourselves one day for, why did I wear this or that, you know?
Bell-bottom jeans and tie-dyed shirts. And all that the hippies wore, you know.
That's too good. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get out of your way, and we want to hear your rendition of Angel.
Okay.
Sounds
Be
good.
glad to do my best. Angel, come down from heaven today. She stayed with me just long enough to rescue me. And she told me a story of the day about She said she's gonna come back tomorrow. And I said, fly on my sweet angel, fly on through the sky, fly on my sweet angel. Tomorrow I'm gonna be by your side. Sure enough, this woman came home to me. Silver wings silhouetted against the child sunrise. And my angel, she said unto me, today is the day for you to rise. Take my hand, 'cause you're gonna be my man, you're gonna rise. And then she took me high over yonder, and I said, fly on my sweet angel, fly on through the sky, fly on my sweet angel. Forever I'm gonna be by your side. Hello, I'm Paul Wisdom. I have a band called Strange Brew here in Sullivan, Missouri. We play locally here and about around the Rolla area or so. And I also have a band called Me, Myself, and I. Me plays drums, myself plays harmonica, and I play guitar.
So a friend gave you this one?
Yes, he did. That's a Martin guitar, D28.
Man, beautiful.